Hey Raiders, how's it going? Sean Quantin here coming at you with another Raid Shadow Legends video and update. So there's a lot of talk in this Raid Shadow Legends community regarding where you are in the game in three terms. The first is early game, the second is mid game, and the last is end game. And I hear it a lot in all the YouTube videos that I see and on Reddit and on the Plarium message boards. It's everywhere: early, mid, and end game. And as a newer player, you wonder, where am I at? At what point of the game am I at? When do I turn into a mid game player? When do I turn into an end game player? And I think I have some unique perspective right now because at this account right now, Draconian Life, I feel like I'm completing the early game and transitioning into the mid game. And I'll explain where that's coming from and how I got to that point. So the early game is a lot of farming. You take your first champion and then other champions that you either get through shards or you pick up along the way on the campaign trail. And you have to use all of those champions to get you through the campaign stage. Now, let me show you the campaigns. It's 12 different stages. Each has seven stages in it. So 12 times 7 is something. 96 or 92, or I don't even know off the top of my head right now. But you have to use those 5 or 6 characters to help you progress through the normal stage, which is the easiest, the hard stage, which is middle ground, and brutal, which is harder, but not in, well, in early game, it's hard to get through brutal. And then afterwards, nightmare, which I'm really not even working on now because it takes so much energy and I don't need to. So your main farmer and the helpers will get you through there. Then you take your main farmer and you start building that main farmer up. In my case, it was Kale, and yours it might be Aethel or Gaelic or Elaine. But in my case, it is Kale. And this is the first character that I've built up. So this character then, as you're working through the farming, you're probably going to have Spirit Host and maybe a Rocktooth and a Graybeard, or the Shaman, or the Jizzo. And those are your characters that you're going to run through all the stages with if you're generally free to play. And I'm kind of a low spender in this game, so I did spend some money to get to this point. Um, Now, after you get through that farming stage, which does take a long time, all of your energy goes into farming, all of it. And you start building up that main character. And just for perspective, I'm at day number 66 here. So that's about 2 months to get to the point where I'm at, plus with a little spending, um, low spending, I will say, on this game. Um, and now I'm at the point where I have multiple level 6 champions because I went through that farming stage. Kale then became my main farmer. He was able to farm up new characters that I got from the shards who I thought were better replacements than the ones that helped me get through that campaign initially. Let me get to those characters or those champions real quick. And now I have a stable of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 characters who are rank 6. Almost all of them are level 60. Coldheart will be level 60, as she gets there. I don't think it's really important to get her up there. But now I'm looking at Lightsworn, Tomb Lord, getting up to rank 6, and then a whole bunch of 4s. Fellhound, Gala Longbraids, Crimson Helm, Corpse Collector, so on and so forth, that I will use these stronger characters, especially to build up, and it'll be much easier to get these next wave of rank 60 characters. Easier in the fact that it's not so hard to grind through the campaign, but easier because my characters are stronger and it's not going to take as long to get them up to rank 60 if I choose to get them to rank 60. And along with all of these level 60 rank 6 characters, or high rank 5 characters, or just the developed characters, you have more diversified teams. And those diversified teams are able to take you into areas where you might not have had much success prior to it. And more specifically, the dungeon, or the clan boss, or the arena, areas in the game where you're able to expand the strength of your team, continue that expansion of the strength of your team. In the dungeons, you get stronger gear. In the arena, you get metal, so you can build up your great hall, so that you can have these stat increases across all of your champions in the game. In the clan boss, you're getting strong chests full of gear that will help you advance as well. And of course, as you're developing your characters, you're getting resources, specifically silver, so that you're able to upgrade the strength of your gear. So all of these rank 60 characters or high, or these common characters I'm using that in developing up to rank 60 that might still be level 5 or level 4, they have higher level gear on right now. We're talking 16s, 12s, 15s, 11s, and gear that is multiple stars and has relatively good substats. Now, right now, there is a distinction between me being early game transitioning to mid game. I'm kind of taking the gear that I had, the best gear I had, and rolling it just so my characters can be strong enough. But I know as I move forward, I'll be honing in the mid game to find stronger gear and be more selective in the gear that I'm choosing. So I'm transitioning into that point, but I'm also not using as much energy, the resource of energy, to just farm my characters. Instead, I'm using that energy to develop masteries, and masteries are farmed from scrolls, which are from the Minotaur's dungeon. I can't believe I'm saying this. I sound like a big nerd, but hey, it's all true. And you're building up these masteries, and then your characters become stronger. And I don't even know where I was going with that. However, the whole point is you start focusing your energy on building the strength of your characters, not farming to develop characters that you can then get strengthened. And you just keep doing more dungeons. So right now I'll just show you where I'm at in the dungeons. I have Ice Golem at stage 14. That's the keeps. All of my keeps are level 15 right now. This is Minotaurs, stage 15. I think this one's really important because that's where you strengthen your characters with those scrolls and get good masteries. Spiders is 11, so I'm ready to start taking on a lot of these dungeons right now. Dragon is stage 16, and Fire Knight's Castle is stage 13. So still definitely, like I said, leaving the early game, but getting into that mid-game where I'm ready to start taking on a lot of these dungeons, because my team has enough characters at a high enough rank with strong enough gears and decent masteries. I'm talking tier 3, tier 4 for my strongest masteries, and I'll just go and show you folks that. Masteries for Kale, tier 4 is almost complete. Apothecary, tier 3. Soulbound Boyer, tier 1. Adriel, Stag Knight, Whirlum, Draco, Cold Heart, Aethel. As you can see, these masteries are getting built up. That makes the characters, well, customizable and stronger. So then you can start pushing further into the game and getting stronger and stronger characters, which will then make your team stronger and stronger. And at this point, that's where I'm at the game. But it's a realization that it takes time to transition from farming up enough characters to get 5 to 10, maybe rank 6 characters and build diversified teams, so you can start taking on some of this harder content in the game and then developing your team more. And that's what it means to be going into the mid game. And I just wanted to share that information with you all because it's not cut and dry. There isn't a line in the sand. It's not black and white. It's a slow moving transition. It takes time. It's a grind. It's a little less of a grind if you spend money, but you're still grinding. The grind time is just shorter, okay? So you're going to grind regardless of how long it's going to take. But the point is, you're leaving that early game and getting into the mid game once you have a team of 5 to 6 characters decently geared up and with decent masteries. And that was more or less the epiphany that I was trying to come across within this video and explaining some of the details of realizing you're at that mid game and it's okay to start spending your energy in developing these characters to get stronger gear. And then when you start pulling shards, you know exactly what types of characters you want, and you can start building up the new characters that you're receiving from the shards in to fill holes in your team. And you start building up those characters. So that's where I'm at in the game right now. I just wanted to share that information with you all. Thanks so much for watching. Click the like button while you're here. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you next time.